Hello friends and family, new and returning subscribers. Today's tutorial is a transformation from these oversized pair of jeans to this summer hot two-piece. In the first part of the tutorial video, we are going to cut these pants into the pieces that we are going to need for the final two-piece set. The first thing you'll need to do is to turn your pants inside out and fold them in half. One, so that you can make your markings easily, and so that when you cut, everything is symmetrical. The one measurement that you're going to have to make is that of the length from the top of your arm to the bottom where your hand is, to create that off the shoulder look. So that string was used to measure that part. You can use a ruler, you can use a measuring tape, but a string does exactly the same thing. And then you mark 2 centimeters from the point that the string or the ruler gives you, just to give it a little bit of allowance for where the rubber band goes in. Now the remaining part between the shorts and the sleeves is going to be your bandeau top. Make double sure that that piece is enough to cover your breast area, because if it's too small, then what is the point? And having cut out all of the pieces that you're going to need, you can now visualize what the final product is going to look like. With part 1 done, we move on to part 2, which is preparing the pieces for sewing. And we jump straight in by starting with the shorts, because they are a lot of work. And a quick disclaimer, this portion of the video is barely professional. The method that I use is by using a pair of shorts that I already own and that fit me properly. So my goal with these oversized pants is to have them to be a little bit loose, more loose than the ones that I'm using. The ones that I'm using are actually tight fitted, but I don't want a tight fitted pair of pants. Yes, they should be fitted, but not too tight. So I'm going to make markings that are a little bit away from the outline of the shorts. If you want yours to be tight, then you can be a little bit closer, not exactly on it, but a little bit closer to the actual outline of the shorts that you're using as a reference. The second line that I'm drawing is just for me to see where I'm going to cut off the excess material. Now at this point, I didn't think at this point you could have just bended or folded your pants in half so that it's easier to cut, as opposed to having to draw out the outline on both sides of the shorts. The thing about pants is that you have to do this for both the front and the back, because the back is usually bigger than the front part. So now we are going to fold our shorts in half, but from the back, because we want the pattern from the back. I don't know if you notice, but when you fold your pants, your denim jeans in half, usually the back part overlaps and they're not aligned. That is because the pattern from the front and the pattern from the back is not exactly the same. So make sure you do this for both the front and the back. From my heart of hearts, I advise you to take your shorts to a tailor, a professional tailor, and I promise they will not charge you anything more than the price of a data bundle. So it's worth the investment, because what we do on this channel is not professional. I've been adjusting pants in the way that I've adjusted that one that we're doing right now so many times, but I know it's not the right way to go. I've been sewing for a really long time, but I advise that you take it to a professional tailor or seamstress, I promise they will not charge a lot. If they do, just look for another tailor. Now moving on to the sleeves. This one is easy peasy. Remember that with the sleeves, we're using the bottom part of the pants, and the bottom part of the pants already are sewn, so we're going to use that to our advantage. This is a wide sleeve, so we do not have to use the bottom seam to insert an elastic. The only part that is going to need us to insert an elastic is the top part, and that is why there we have folded it, ironed it down, and now we just have to sew it and insert the elastic band. To insert it, you need to cut a little piece on the side. It doesn't have to be the exact thickness of the elastic because elastic is stretchy, so it can be small, and the smaller the better because we don't want it ripping. So if you got your elastic, you need to make sure that you measure around your arm there where you want to create the off the shoulder effect. But when you measure it, make sure that the elastic is not relaxed. Make sure that it is a little bit tight, comfortably tight around your arm, so that when you insert it into your sleeve, it does, and you wear it over your arm, it doesn't fall off, but it stays put in place. So make double sure that the elastic is tight, comfortably tight around your arm. The piece will look really small, but you will see that it will make sense once you get the elastic into the sleeve and you get to wear it. It will be comfortable and it will not be falling off your arm the whole time. And now we get to the sewing part of the elastic. Listen, you don't have to make this to be neat at all, but just make sure that it is secure. I am going around as many times as I can with the thread, and it doesn't matter the color because it's going to be tucked in and hidden right under there for you to have that off the shoulder grip. And you have made it to the last part, which is the BANDEAU top. Now this top is going to need somebody that really knows how to work with elastic and ruching. We are not going to tuck in the seams to create an outline with elastic. We are going to use a technique that will make a ruched top. So first thing you need to do is to cut the two pieces into 4 rectangular pieces. They don't have to be amazing rectangles, but they do have to be as rectangular as possible because that makes it easier to sew them together. The reason why we cut them into 4 rectangular pieces as opposed to using the 2 pieces is because they look curvy, and that curve is going to be a problem for us to sew the pieces together. Don't worry about the edges because we want to create that effect that you get on distressed denim jeans. So here are the 4 pieces. And then we sew the 4 pieces together like that. It does not look perfect, but it's going to be amazing. And then after sewing the 4 pieces together to create one, we're going to have 2 elastic pieces that are going to be at the top and at the bottom just to hold the top together. Remember, we are working with elastic, so the same principle applies as we did for the arms. As you use the elastic to measure around your bust area, stretch it out so that it comfortably fits and it is held against your bust. You can't have elastic that is loose because it will not create that ruche effect. And this ruche effect was created by a professional. So I do advise that you go to a tailor to help you with this, and they won't charge you literally anything. And now we move on to the final product.